At the heart of ancient Egypt flows a river filled with the waters of life. We are about to unravel the mysteries that lie deep within the Nile. The Nile was not just a source of life, but also a reflection of the universe in ancient Egyptian mythology. From each dewdrop to the ancient temples hidden in the desert, the Nile carries the Egyptian interpretation and reverence for life and the cosmos. Today, we'll delve deep into the life source within ancient Egyptian myths via this historic river and decode a unique cosmic perspective. All of which might just upend your understanding of ancient Egypt. Our story begins in a place filled with mystery and chaos, known as Nun. Imagine, if you will, Nun as a boundless dark void. It's like a vast ocean of all possibilities, the origin of all that exists, and the ultimate destination. Within this seemingly endless ocean of Nun, one day, a mound named Benben emerged. This mound represented the origins of life and existence, symbolizing the first land to appear amidst the ocean. Ancient Egyptians believed this mound was the center of the world, the source of life. And then, atop this mound, the first deity emerged. His name was Atum. Atum is seen as the creator of the world, self-created, coming into existence from nothingness, symbolizing the beginning of all things. He is the embodiment of sunlight and air, representing the power of creation and rebirth. Following Atum, he created a pair of deities. Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. They represent the wind and moisture, air and water, akin to two fundamental elements of the universe. The air god, Shu, and the moisture goddess, Tefnut. Together, these deities birthed the sky goddess, Nut, and the earth god, Geb. They essentially symbolize the link between the heavens and the earth. Imagine Shu using his arms and legs to support the sky goddess Nut, while at the same time standing atop the earth god, Geb. This act not only separates the heavens from the earth, but also symbolizes the emergence of space and time. Nut and Geb, considered the primordial deities of heaven and earth in the ancient cosmos, share a profound connection. They brought forth Osiris, a deity of both death and rebirth. He is like the endless cycle of life itself. His wife, Isis, is regarded in ancient Egyptian mythology as the goddess of magic and fertility. The power she possesses not only encapsulate the ability to grant life, but in some texts, she is believed to have the potential to change the world. Set, the god of chaos and destruction. He killed his brother Osiris and engaged in a long battle with his nephew, Horus. Nephthys, on the other hand, was Set's wife, and also the goddess of mourning and death. According to mythology, Nephthys harbored feelings for Osiris, and disguising herself as his wife Isis, she seduced him. This liaison resulted in Nephthys becoming pregnant and giving birth to Anubis. Anubis is depicted as a deity with the body of a man and the head of a jackal. This is because jackals were associated with death and graveyards in ancient Egyptian culture. He is responsible for guiding the souls of the deceased across the river of death, initiating their journey into the afterlife. In Egyptian funeral rites, the image of Anubis frequently appears in tomb wall paintings, serving as the protector of the deceased in the hereafter. Speaking of which, Nephthys, along with her sister Isis, assisted in resurrecting Osiris from the dead. These two goddesses, one representing fertility and magic, the other symbolizing death and mourning, joined hands in the most challenging times to bring new life to Osiris. Do you know of Osiris? He is the ancient Egyptian god of fertility and civilization. His wisdom and benevolence endeared him to all deities and people alike. However, in the context of history and mythology, there's always a struggle for power. His brother Set was depicted in ancient Egyptian texts as the god representing chaos and destruction, and he was evidently discontented with his position. Set ingeniously designed an intricate coffin, claiming that whoever fit perfectly into its dimensions would be the rightful owner of the casket, Osiris, with trust but a touch of naivety, lay down in the coffin. Set, without hesitation, immediately sealed the casket and cast it into the Nile River. Consequently, Osiris met his tragic fate. When Osiris's wife, Isis, learned of this, she was devastated. But she did not give up. Isis, the goddess of love and magic, embarked on a long quest, eventually finding Osiris's coffin in a land beyond Egypt. However, when Set discovered that the coffin had been retrieved, he was furious. He chose to dismember Osiris's body and scattered it throughout Egypt. But Isis was not defeated. She, along with her sister Nephthys, searched for and retrieved the pieces of Osiris's body. And using her powerful magic, she reassembled him. Transforming into a hawk, she spread her wings and breathed the breath of life, reviving Osiris. Although Isis reassembled his body and breathed life into him, Osiris could not remain in the realm of the living any longer. He was designated as the ruler of the underworld, overseeing all the souls that have passed on. In this new role, Osiris became a symbol of justice, ensuring in the underworld's judgment that the souls' actions matched their fate. This role confined his existence to the underworld and required him to focus on its affairs. However, during the brief time he spent with Isis, they conceived their son, Horus. Horus, the god of the sky, can be imagined as burning with a deep desire for revenge against his uncle Set as he grew into adulthood. He is the god of the sky, possessing great power, and he was ready to assume his father's throne and seek vengeance for his father. Horus, the god of the sky, was the child of Osiris and Isis, living in the shadow of the terrifying memory of his father's murder from a young age. He was determined to avenge his father and reclaim his rightful throne. But to achieve this, he had to first defeat the powerful Set. This confrontation was an epic battle, spanning 80 years, showcasing the clash between Horus and Set. It was like witnessing the eternal struggle between good and evil, order and chaos, life and death. Their battleground ranged from the heavens to the underworld, from the desert to the Nile. They could even transform into hawks to battle in the sky, or become lions to clash on land. Every engagement was a captivating sight, yet it was unclear who would emerge the victor. In one such battle, Set attacked Horus's eyes, causing him to lose his sight. However, to everyone's surprise, Horus returned to the battlefield shortly after recovering. The determination and resilience he displayed cemented his status as a hero in Egyptian history. After countless battles, the gods decided to convene, discussing who should assume power. Most of the deities supported Horus, believing he was the rightful heir to Osiris. But the final decision rested with the oldest and most powerful deity. The sun god Ra hesitated because he worried that Horus was too young and might not effectively control Egypt. However, Isis, the cunning goddess, eventually managed to persuade Ra to recognize Horus as the rightful heir to the throne. After enduring such a prolonged conflict, Horus finally became the new pharaoh of Egypt, avenging his father Osiris. His crown symbolized a unified Egypt, and his reign represented the restoration of order and prosperity. Horus's victory was not just a personal triumph, but a grand win for goodness, justice, and order over evil and chaos. Can you imagine how uplifting that must have felt? But don't think the story ends here. Set was not completely defeated. To maintain the balance of the world, he transformed into the protector of the night, responsible for warding off malevolent forces that threatened the sun god Ra. Thus, while Horus's victory brought peace and prosperity to Egypt, the presence of Set serves as a reminder that forces of chaos and evil still exist, and there must always be someone to stand against them. The sun god Ra had to traverse the sky each day. When night fell, he would embark on his sunboat and journey through the underworld to be with the deceased. This journey was rife with challenges and trials. Amid the endless profound darkness, there lurked a powerful serpent named Apophis. Apophis, much like a bloodthirsty demon, constantly sought to attack Ra's sunboat, aiming to devour Ra and plunge the world into eternal darkness and chaos. Notably, Ra was not alone on this journey. He had the company of his sunboat and his unyieldingly loyal protector, Set. Although Set is often portrayed as an adversary and an emblem of chaos in many myths, during Ra's voyage in the underworld, he stood as Ra's guardian. Set was revered for his strength and courage, especially evident during the battles against the chaotic serpent Apophis. Serving as Ra's right-hand man, Set would defend the sunboat against the onslaughts of Apophis every night. He channeled all his might and fury into battling Apophis. In this unending confrontation, Set consistently triumphed over Apophis, ensuring the sunboat remained unharmed, which allowed Ra to safely conclude his journey and herald a new day. At its core, this tale narrates the perpetual struggle between order and chaos. Set, although portrayed as the antagonist in the stories of Osiris and Horus, emerges as a hero here, utilizing his might to uphold the order of the world. This tale conveys that even the most potent forces of chaos cannot defeat the steadfastness and order, reflecting the Egyptian culture's reverence for balance and harmony. First off, let's talk about Adam. He is like an ancient and mysterious elder who emerged from chaos and then crafted the entire world and all its deities. His name might signify infinite or complete, indicating that the world he created is whole and encompasses everything. His daily task is to gently set the sun in the sky, reminiscent of an old man quietly stepping back in his twilight years. Next, we have Ra. Ra might be the quintessential god we envision, journeying across the sky in his solar boat, illuminating the entire world. He stands for strength, light, and hope. He rises in the east in the morning and sets in the west by evening, battling chaos and darkness each day. He's akin to a warrior, never yielding, always upholding his duty. Though these two gods have distinct characteristics, during the New Kingdom era in ancient Egypt, they were fused together to become Atum-Ra. It's like blending coffee with milk, resulting in a novel taste. This epitomizes the ancient Egyptians' perception of gods. They believed every god had unique traits, but they could also merge with other deities, giving rise to new gods. Atum and Ra are like two brothers, one calm and introspective, the other bursting with energy. Each plays their role, yet they can also unite, together safeguarding the world's order and the flourishing of life. Their tales reflect the ancient Egyptians' understanding and imagination of life, the world, and the divine. Thank you, dear viewers, for watching this video. If you're intrigued by the mysterious history and the adventurous tales behind Alexander the Great, then I highly recommend clicking on this video.